What's going on, gamers? Today we're going over all of the bosses in Valheim. Before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell in order to stay updated on all of our future videos. Valheim players know that there are a lot of crazy enemies out there. Of course, there have to be bosses to go with these lower tier grunts. Well, in this game there are a number of bosses that will wreck your character, gamers. Today we're going to be covering these bosses and where they can be found and the trophy that comes with it. The first boss that can be found in the Meadows biome is the Ether. This is essentially just a large stag with large antlers that have chains wrapped all around them, and just terrifying eyeballs. Overall, this is a pretty easy boss to beat because it is the first one that you run into, but after you've beaten him, you can take his trophy back to the sacrificial stone at the spawn of your world, and you'll be granted the buff of increased stamina while running and jumping. The next one we'll take a look at is the Elder. This one is found in the Black Forest biome. The Elder is a large tree-like creature that has eyes made from nightmares. What is it with these guys having crazy eyes? This boss is a little bit more difficult to fight, but once you manage to get into the rhythm, you should be able to beat him pretty easily. Once again, you'll be able to take the trophy of this boss back to the sacrificial stone and place it to receive increased wood cutting speed. Ironic, isn't it? You'll also get the swamp key from this guy, which allows you to get to the next boss, which we'll cover right now. The bone mass is simply stinky and also nasty. There is no other way to put it. Some people consider this boss the most difficult in the entire game, and honestly, I have to agree. Honestly, I'm glad I was in God mode this whole video, otherwise I would have been much worse off. After you defeated him, you'll bring the trophy back, and you'll receive the increased power of resistance to physical damage. You'll also receive the wishbone. Next is the motor. Not motor like the motor, but motor like motor. Does that make sense? Found in the mountains, Motor is probably one of the coolest bosses, given that it's just a dragon. One of the main issues you may face in this battle is the cold itself, so make sure that you're properly fitted in the right attire to go up in the mountains. Otherwise, you can just go shirtless and in God mode and ride the dragon like you've tamed it. Once you've defeated it, you'll be able to take the trophy back to the sacrificial stone, and this one will keep your sail powered regardless of the direction that you're headed. The last and final boss for now is the Yagluth. This guy is found in the plains, and he's actually very hard to come by, but the way that you'll recognize it is you'll see something that maybe looks recognizable. There will be a stone gathering surrounding something that looks like it could be a giant hand grabbing at something. When you spawn him, a giant skeleton with a royal crown will appear, and this tells you just who you used to be dealing with back in the day. This is a weakened titan from ancient times, and honestly, his battle aesthetic is kind of pretty, I can't lie. There's fairly simple attacks, but he does a lot of damage. After you've killed him though, you'll take his trophy back, and you'll get the reduced elemental damage power. Well, that covers all the bosses. Valheim is pretty awesome overall, and there are a lot of tough boss battles. At the moment, there are only a handful, but they often grant really cool things. This game is a great mix of battle and creation, and the bosses just take that up to a whole other level. So, what are you waiting for? Go get them! That'll do it for this video, gamers. As always, I hope that you have lots of fun.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more great content like this, then subscribe or click these videos. Until next time, gamers.